Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Bad Luck Kitty, or you can call me Kitty. Thank you for joining me for today's video. I'll talk to you about the cost of living in Merida for 2023. Okay, so I did a video last year in 2022. I'd only been here about 4 months at that time. And one of the major questions everybody wants to know is, how much does it cost to live? Like, what is it costing you to live there? Okay, I gave that budget. The number was about $1,664 a month for those, 3 and some change months. I included services that I really don't use anymore. I also was overpaying for a pool service at the time. I also added some things. I did not calculate gas because I had not purchased gas at that point. I also added dog grooming services monthly, as well as Spanish classes. So let's just get right into it. I do not want to hold you up because I know you want to know, how much does it cost to live in Merida? You know what? And quick pause. I know everybody is like going to be outraged at the title, but it's the title I chose last year as a joke, and everybody loved it so much. I'm just gonna stick with it and update it to 2023. So let's go. Big thing, rent. So for rent, I pay 16,000 pesos per month for rent. 16,000 pesos. That now, according to Wise, I use the Wise app. Big shout out to Wise, even though they're not sponsoring this video. Wise, if you want to sponsor some videos, let me know. Okay, I am a friend. So 16,000 pesos converting today is 882 USD. Okay, okay. Yeah, I paid as low as like 749 last year. I kept 800 as my monthly budget amount. Now I've just gone up to 900 and just called it a day. If there's a little extra in the budget, it's always extra in the budget. So what? So yes, if I was to convert my rent for today, 16,000 pesos, it would be $882. It also includes my internet. And no, I did not move. I know a lot of expats are pretty much here for a year and then they move. I have not moved. I did want, I don't know. We're not going to get into that, but I did not move. There's a few things I don't like about my spot, but for the most part, location. I mean, we'll figure it out. Next is electricity. So what I did with electricity, because it fluctuates, right? So if you see my other videos where I discuss my ridiculously high electric bill, it wasn't ridiculously high. I came in the cooler season. I'm not even gonna say the cold season. I came in the cooler season. So my bills were significantly lower. And like my bill right now in April, my bills are lower. So what I did was I basically just, since I had a whole year on my CFE bill, I just took it, added it together, and divided it. So pretty much you get a bill every other month. So of the 6 bills that I received for the year, add them together, divide them by 6, came up with 4,110 Mexican pesos, which is 226 USD bi-monthly, or $113 monthly, since I'm doing a monthly breakdown. So $113 monthly. Okay, water, 105 pesos. I would also like to add, I did do the exact same thing. However, I had a water heater blowout while I was here, and it caused my water bill to be extremely high for like 2 months. So I think because it was high for 2 months, because 1 month it was just leaking and hadn't like fully like blew up yet, and then the next month is when, like during the middle of the month, is when it completely went out. So I think that's why my water bill shows higher, because now it's back to the number it was before those 2 months where I had, like crazy numbers. But I'm gonna just keep it real. I kept divided it by 12. I came out to 105 pesos, which is $5.80 USD per month. Then trash Trash is a 48 Mexican pesos per month, which is $2.64. I don't know if you saw my story about, my little encounter with the trash guys. Be on the lookout for that. But it's only $2.64 USD per month. My US cell phone plan, child, do not come at me. Don't say nothing to me. I don't care. Don't care. I'm going to keep my US cell phone plan with Verizon. Shout out to Verizon. I have great service. I have great customer service. I have everything that I need. We have three phones with protection on that one plan. And I did the conversion backwards. So I paid 259 USD, which is roughly 4,700 Mexican pesos. Food. My food budget, and it changed. So USAA kind of tracks my spending for me, and I love that. So again, I did the average, and it looks like it's 7,005 pesos, which is 386 USD per month. To me, that seems a little low, but this is just for food that we cook within the home. I cook 5 to 6 days a week. We eat out maybe once, maybe twice a week, but for the most part, I cook at home. So that may be accurate. I do a lot of fresh foods and produce, and I think one thing that's not tracking is like when I take pesos and I go to like the fruteria and like the little local markets and pick up food, I usually pay for that using efectivo. So I think that's why it's not calculating, but hey, that's what it says I spend. That's what it says I spend. So I'm gonna go with it. Transportation, 1,250 Mexican pesos. That is an average. I think it varies, and I'll say it varies because some months we go further. Like when we went to the fair. The fair is in Ixcompish, so it's like it's further out, So like the ride was costing us like 400 pesos or something like that. When we go to the beach, that's another like 600 peso trip or whatever, $30 trip. So I don't know. So I think the average is a little high. We don't go to the beach every month, and we don't always pay for the beach ride. So we're just gonna roll with it. And it's higher than I said last year, because when we got here, we hadn't really settled in. We hadn't made friends. We hadn't signed up for anything. My daughter has done dance, and I take Spanish classes twice a week. We hang out with our friends at least, 2, sometimes 3 times a week. It's always a kid's birthday party here. It's always a kid's birthday party to go to, or just always something going on. So, I think that the number definitely varies. Laundry service is 1,600 pesos a month. I always go somewhere between 14 and 16. So I kept it at 16 because if I have guests here, which at this point I'm averaging 1 to 2 guests a month. People come to visit me. I love my family and friends. So then I'll have to do additional linen and towels when they're in town. So that changes it a little bit. And that's 88 USD. My housekeeper baby, shout out to my girl Wendy. She comes on Fridays and she helps me keep this house running. I have a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath house with a casita, which we just call it the pool room, and a pool, and a front and a back patio. Honey, it is a lot for me to manage, so I appreciate her come and hitting the fine details and getting the corners every week for me. She is a part of this family, honey. That is 1,800 pesos per month, or 99 USD. Then there's the pool keeper. Shout out to Andres. He comes every Friday. He is 150 pesos a week, which is 600 pesos a month, or 33 US dollars. I did not factor in pool chemicals, which is the muriatic acid, the algae stuff, the clarifier, the trichloro tabs, because that's not an every month purchase. That's a more every other month or every third month, and it's not even I have to purchase every single thing. So I definitely did not count that in. I added in the gas this month to this budget because it wasn't on the last one, but it's on this one. About 500 pesos per month. I say 500 pesos per month because that's what's recommended. So the last thing I did in January, I think I I went higher, and I think it's because out of fear of like, oh my god, I don't want to run out of gas, so I put a lot more. So the end of January, January 28th, I did 1,400 pesos for gas, and that took me all the way through February, all the way through March, and it's now mid-April, and I still have not purchased gas, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and just purchase the gas because I don't want to run out, because who wants to be without hot water? I mean, we don't really use the stove. I use the air fryer for most everything, but still. 500 pesos a month, or 28 USD. And then I included my Spanish classes. Okay, I take 2 Spanish classes. I take one with expat here who runs kind of like the Black Girl Magic version. Like, representation matters so much, and she kind of explains everything in a way kind of so we can understand and culturally. And we just, I mean, and it just makes it so, kind of makes it more realistic and more applicable. And then I also take classes with Diego, and Diego, baby, gives you the raw native tongue of it. Even though he's from Veracruz and he lives here in Mexico, is not like Yucatecan Spanish, but it's still native Mexican Spanish. And combining those two together, my Spanish has soared. I mean, it's soared. I mean, I even love it. Like, even in my friend circles, we're now speaking in Spanish to each other. We're getting so much better at it, and I just love it. That is on the books. That is every month. It is 1,800 pesos, or 99 USD. So yes, it is inexpensive for you to get Spanish classes if you are interested in learning. Dog grooming is another thing that's just the every month kind of thing. 300 pesos, or $16.50. So that's my total. Those are the total going to happens every single month. Those things are going to happen. There are other things that's going to happen, like, you know, my beauty maintenance, birthday parties, my daughter's beauty maintenance, things like that. I, however, don't count those things into the staple budget, right? Because they vary. You know, sometimes we go 2 to 3 times, sometimes we go 1 time. So it varies, and I just did not want to confuse anybody. With all that being said, my total for the month comes out to $2,077.94 USD. Those are for the necessities. Those are for the automatics, going to happens, must pays every month. And last year, for 2022, I reported that it was $1,664. That's a difference of $413 in a year. And like I said, some things I was overpaying, some things I was, you know, I underestimated because I hadn't hit the peak season in electricity. And some things I wasn't paying, I wasn't factoring in. And it wasn't like a guaranteed line item for me every month. This is my guaranteed solid minimum. I don't know, shit hit the fan and somehow something crazy happened. This is what it would cost for me to live monthly, as long as the peso does not, you know, pick up any more strength and the US dollar does not weaken anymore. This is where we are at. And then also another roughly $500, actually $500, and we don't always spend that $500, is kind of our do what we want to do. So roughly $125 a week for us to go to museums, kick it with our friends, go to birthday parties, go out to dinner with my girls. We don't always spend it. Sometimes we kind of do like potluck style stuff with our friends. Sometimes we go to the park. Sometimes, you know, for some reason we never seem to exceed the $500 in a month, even if we do something like we went glamping with a mom and daughter trip. We went glamping. I think the total for that was about $300. That's including our stay and our activities. My friend Mo, she drove us, so we didn't have to pay for transportation. And I got food, and our excursion was included. I booked the massage in advance, so it was cheaper. And anyway, it came out to $300 for that activity. We did Carnival. It was the cost of the costume, and I think we paid $200 per person for transportation. It's just always something going on. Some things cost money, like, larger sums of money. Other things are more affordable for us to do. It really just costs a Uber ride and pack a lunch to go to the park or something like that. So it just depends on what you like to do. And again, that's for the two of us. So we have another $500 do what you will kind of budget. And no, we don't always spend that every month. So that's why I say I live below $3,000 every month. There are some months where certain things pop up where I have to, like paying for my residency, my 4-year residency. So for that, the total came out to be about $1,000, including the lawyer fee, right? So that came out to about $1,000. So, there's some months where things are over, but those are not the everyday, those are not the consistent monthly things, okay? So I just really wanted to update you all on how much it's costing us to live here. And everyone thinks, oh, you're going to go to Mexico and you're going to be broke because you don't work and you're living on your retirement income. Listen, focus on yourself. Worry about yourself. I promise you. I think we gonna be okay. I think we gonna be okay. So, at the upload of this video, it would have been about a year, exactly, almost. I don't know. It takes me a little bit to edit. However, it will have been about a year. There has been a increase of $413. One, due to the weakening of the USD here in Mexico and the strength of the peso, as well as, kind of catching my feet and landing solidly and knowing what and what not is the expenses that I will be spending monthly, as well as just getting more comfortable and more fluent in Spanish. So if you have any more questions, comments, concerns, thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe if you have not already subscribed. I'll try to give you more content. I'm working to get things edited. I can record it, but editing is the hard part. Until the next one, thank you for watching. Bye.